Hello and welcome to another countdown to Christmas with Barb Ryder. Thank you for stopping by. I have a pretty simple card to show you today. Actually, I have two, and we're going to be using the Wrapped in Christmas stamp set with the designer paper, and I don't have that page open, but it is a returning beautiful designer paper called First Frost. And yeah, excuse me, Feels Like Frost. I always want to say First Frost, but Feels Like Frost. It's a specialty designer paper. I just featured a class with the stamp set Unto Us. With that paper. It's gorgeous. Catch me on Thursdays for my lives at 7 and on Facebook with Stamp with Barb. And I'll be showing some of those cards that we did. But today we're going to use the Wrapped in Christmas. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to hit the subscribe button and like this video if you like what you see. I would sure appreciate it. The first thing we're going to do, I'm going to hopefully teach you a little couple tips here. We're going to use some not common colors for Christmas. This is Purple Posy, and I have pre-cut some of the designer paper, the white silver trim ribbon. This is a punch that we're going to use. Oh my gosh. You know what? I don't have it memorized. I'm sorry, but it is in the main catalog. But I've already pre-punched the silver, and we're going to stamp the saying in gray granite. That is the ink pad that we're using. And pretty easy stuff here. So basically this is your 8.5 by 5.5, and you're going to fold that. And you always want to make sure that you use that bone folder, which I don't have right in front of me. Best laid plans, live videotaping here. But yeah, take that bone folder and just make that nice crease. I have also cut a piece of Purple Posy, which is 4 by 5.25, because we are going to do some sponging on this beautiful piece of the designer paper. And this is silver. Here is what's on the back side of that, and just gorgeous frosty looking scenes in that Feels Like Frost paper. Okay, so the tip I want to share with you is using the blocks with your Purple Posy marker. So we don't have a pad because the quality that Stampin' Up! Requires was not happening with the Purple Posy ink pad. So unfortunately we can't order that, but you can still use this gorgeous paper with a lot of the products that we have. So we're going to use the marker. This is the stamp we're going to use, but first we're going to go ahead and do some of that sponging I talked about. So what you want to do is you want to take your fat tipped end of the brush, and you just want to put ink on your ink pad. Excuse me, not ink pad, but your block. So this is one way to do it. Okay, just get lots of that ink on this. It's hard to see. It really is hard to see on here because of the color of the Purple Posy. But basically, just get all that ink on here as much as you can. That's one way. We're going to use a sponge dauber, and these are nice because you can put your finger in there and stays on there very well. Then you're going to rub that ink off onto your dauber, and we are going to go right in the center of the snowflake, and we're going to do a circle. Okay, so the idea is that we get the hue of Purple Posy right in the center of the snowflakes. Okay, can you see the color come out a little bit? And again, you'll have to do this a couple times because of just getting enough ink to get that nice hue onto here. Another way you can do this is, again, just take that brush tip end and just put some onto your dauber. That's probably the faster way to do it. So you could hold it open and just do your sponging like this. Rub a little bit on there, do that sponging. And make sure that when you're doing this that you're not getting that circle look. So I've got to rub that out a little bit. I kind of got a circle going on that one, but that's okay. Anyway, right in the center, and then just keep rubbing it out so that it looks very, it's like darker in the center and then rubbing out to the outside. Okay, and then there's probably not much to do here because there's no center, and then we've got one more over here. Okay, I have that on all of my snowflakes. So let's put this over to the side. Put that sponge dauber to the side. Let me bring this up here so you can see. Can you see how I have the hue of the purple posy? All right, so that's what we're going to do here. That is actually going to get mounted onto my purple posy layer using our Stamp and Seal. It's so hard to put adhesive on this beautiful side of this paper, but it's equally beautiful on this side. So that is going to go right here, and you can see that I have cut this a little bit smaller, just like that. All right, so that's on my layer. The next thing we're going to do, said we were going to use the smoky slate, and open that up, and we are going to use some scrap white. I'm going to move this to the side. We're going to use scrap white, and we are using the stain. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and I'm just going to stamp that in the smoky slate right there. And if you're a little crooked, that's okay, because one of the things you want to do when you're using a punch is use it upside down so that you can get this right in the center and get it straight the way that you want it to be. All right, so I want this right in the middle, where my wonderful is right in the middle of this punch. So there we go. Punch that out. So we're done with the scrap. And that way you can get all of your saying right in the inside of the punch. So that's the reason you want to stamp and then use your punch upside down. All right, and so we're going to close that up. We're also going to use these adhesive back snowflakes with this card. And let me pull this out. There are two different pages here, but I want to use the ones that have the little more of that pink or purple posy hue on them. It's there, you can see some of the way it's pink, but they're iridescent, which makes them very nice. Okay, we're almost there. So like I said, I've already pre-cut the ribbon, and so what we're going to do is we're actually going to put this around here, and basically I'm just going to line this up, try to get it straight, turn it over, use some of my seal. I got up a little bit high, but that's okay. We're gonna, there. So just push this over and right into where you have your adhesive. Do it on this side too. Okay, just like that. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is, this is actually gonna get mounted onto our card base. So use that seal. Just put that around on a little bit on all four sides. And one more right there. Make sure you've got your card the right opening the right way, and then that's going to get centered right into the middle of your card. Again, this is a very simple card, so if you have a lot to make, this is kind of the route you want to go. And you can use this in blues, whatever color, reds, greens. You can use it in whatever color is the best for you. Let's see here. I need my take your pick tool. And one of the tricks that I'm hoping that is something to share with you so that you can get the same style punch to look like a layer behind your stamped saying. So what I've done is the same exact punch. See, it's the same exact size. We're going to take this and we're just going to cut it right in half. straight down the middle. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but you want to try to get it straight, of course. And what I'm going to do is I am going to actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on the white. And I just want it on the edge. So what you want to do, you want this silicone mat, okay? Because none of that adhesive will stick to this mat, okay? It's a perfect tool to have. And then I'm going to lay this down and layer this right on here so that, just like that, okay? And then take the other side and lay that down so that it's about equal layering on both sides. Probably a little more on this one. There we go. Go up a little bit more. Okay, so there you go. Looks like I have beautiful silver edging. And the other part that I'm going to do is I will take some dimensionals, and we are going to layer this on top of the ribbon. Okay, these are just double-sided to pop things up a little bit. Okay, I am going to, let's see, I think I'm going to come over this way just a tad. Get this on there, just like that. And the last thing I'm going to do is come back to our gems here with my other little tools. And we are going to put these onto our card front here. There we go. Let's see, I'm going to get a couple of these. I want to put some on just throughout the cardstock, okay? And everywhere that I have a little bit of an opening, it just really makes this pop. Can you see those little sparkly extra snowflakes in there? There we go. I think I want to add one more, and I am going to add that one. Let's see here, right over here. There we go. That is the card. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Those beautiful snowflakes, purple posy, a little bit different color for Christmas, but you have the beautiful silver that coordinates. So there's the first card. On to the second. We're going to use the same stamp set. I have already pre-cut. Let me move a couple of these things out of the way. I have already pre-cut through the cut and emboss machine the stars and the nested dies. Those are the two things I've already pre-cut. This is our beautiful balmy blue paper, and I've cut these stars out with our dies, and then I've cut Whisper White with the nested dies. Another design of that feels like frost. And look at this one. Isn't this one pretty? It's got a pine cone in there with the frost all over the snow on the tree. But we're going to stick with this theme. This is the Seaside Spray ribbon, as Seaside Spray, and thick Whisper White. That's what we have for our layers. So this one is just super simple. So let me put these over to the side. We are going to be stamping onto our die, and we're going to be using Seaside Spray. Pull this here. And the stamp that I'm using here is Let the Joy of the Season Fill Your Heart. Some great sayings in that stamp set, even though it's with the little cups and the carrier and all of that. It's still a great stamp set. Look at all the ones that it has here. Coordinates little gift, you can make little gift tags, circle punch, or the stitch dies are perfect. Things for the inside. It's great. I've used this for a few of my samples that I've been doing for Facebook Live on Thursdays at 7. All right, we are going to stamp this right in the center of my die that I've nested die. There we are. So we've got that stamped, and before I put my hands into the stamp pad, let's close that up, put that over here out of the way. Okay, now I am going to go ahead and put this part together because we're going to put our stars on last. So I'm going to pop those over here for a second. We are going to take our liquid glue and use it on this, just so you can see how this works. We also have a fine tip glue that you could use, works very well. You could also just take this, lay it down, and run your adhesive on here, the Stampin' Seal, and because it won't stick to your table and it'll just go in the area that you want. But I want to show you how to use the liquid glue, because if you don't use our adhesive back sheets, which actually you want to put on your solid piece before you run it through the die machine. I did not do that on this glimmer paper, but that is another tip for you. You could do that. So this layer, boy, that's pretty this way too, isn't it? Let me grab this. Look at that. Maybe I'll change my mind. Isn't that funny? This is so pretty. I don't know. How about that? We're going to go with the silver because I think the silver just makes it all pop. All right, so let's just do that. Ugh, sorry about this beautiful paper on this side. We have to cover you up, but there's two sides and you got to choose one or the other, right? So this is going to get mounted right into the center. And what I've got here is, this is my designer paper is 3 3/4 by 5. The Seaside Spray is 5 1/4 by 4. And then the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put on my ribbon here. You know what? I need to grab the bow that goes onto the ribbon that I have there. Oh my goodness, where are you? She whiz. Here we go. Okay, had to grab the whole roll. All right, so here's another way that you can do ribbon. You can actually take the whole thing. You could bring it around the whole back side and then tie it like that. But what you could do in the case that I have right here is I'm going to go ahead and show you the same trick that I did a few minutes ago, which was, you know, put it where you want it to be. Then you're going to turn it over and run a little bit of adhesive here so that you can grab your ribbon just like that, and a little bit of adhesive there. Okay. And put that down to grab your ribbon, and then come around to the front, and then just take a smaller piece of your ribbon. Let's see if that should be enough. And I'm just going to tie a knot. And that will give me what I'm looking for and not have to go through the whole around the back side of the card. Okay, just like that. And then let me cut this at an angle, and this one at a little bit of an angle. Beautiful. There we go. All right. So we are ready to put this down. This is going to go right on this side with a couple of dimensionals, just like that. And I do find that it is helpful if you don't put a dimensional on where the ribbon is at, because it just it doesn't secure this piece as well. So that's a little tip for you there. Okay, so this is going to go right here, just like that. Get that straight. Okay, now we are going to go to our stars, and we are going to, I just want a little bit, let's see, I'm guessing I want putting this down so I can see where I want it to be. So what I want is, I only need glue on these two little points. So I'm just going to get this kind of flowing until it starts coming out, and then just rub it, a little bit of that glue around those pieces that you can you see I've just got tiny bits of glue on there, but that's going to hold beautifully. So I want that right here. Okay, I'm just going to hold that on there for a second and let that go. And then my tiny star I'm going to put up here at the top, not like a tree, right here in the corner. So I just need some, again, just on the very couple of the little points of the star. Tiny little bit. Let me turn that the right way because I want this to go right here, just like that. Okay. There we are with the base layer of our card, actually. And then now I can take some dimensionals. I think I'm going to pop this up. So you can put it flat, you can pop it up with dimensionals, either way. Now, again, this one does take some work with the cut and emboss machine. So if that's something that you love to do, these would make gorgeous Christmas cards also. Now, if you're just tuning in, or like I said, I hope that you will go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done already. We have lots more cards to go, and as I'm doing the countdown to Christmas, so hopefully you'll enjoy something here that you can use for your Christmas cards. You can find me at barbryder.stampinup.net. And Shop Now is the tab that you will hit, and you can find all of these products right there. If I can answer any more questions for you, I am always available. Make sure to send me a little note, a comment, and make sure that you come back so you can see all of the cards that we have to do. So I want to show you the 2 cards again that we did in our countdown to Christmas. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.